Recent studies from New York show that waking up before 4 a.m. might actually backfire if you're not careful about what you do afterward. As we age, the habits we keep during the most delicate hours of the morning have a profound impact on our health, especially if we're aiming for a long, energetic life into our 90s or even 100. But here's the truth. Most people won't tell you. There are 5 subtle mistakes people often make after waking up too early, and each one can quietly chip away at your strength, immunity, and vitality over time. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 things you must not do if you wake up before 4 a.m., and how avoiding them might not only add years to your life, but also help you feel more balanced, alert, and healthy in the years ahead. From how you use your mind during those quiet hours to how you treat your body, each of these mistakes seems harmless at first glance, but the long-term effects can be surprisingly serious. Stay tuned until the end, because once you understand these 5 key points, you'll not only protect your health, you'll also gain back a sense of calm control in your mornings that so many of us lose with age. And that one simple change might just reshape the way you live, think, and feel every single day. Number 1, reaching for your phone or screen too soon. One of the biggest mistakes people make after waking up before 4 a.m. is picking up their phone or turning on a screen before the sun rises. It may seem innocent, checking a few messages, scrolling through news headlines, or watching a quick video to pass the time, but this single act can send your nervous system into overdrive before it's even fully awake. In those early hours, your brain is still in a fragile state. It hasn't yet built up the natural hormonal balance. It needs to transition into the day smoothly. But the moment you expose your eyes to that harsh, artificial blue light, your body starts receiving a very different message: wake up now, even if it's too early to do so safely. This isn't just about getting poor sleep. Early morning screen exposure suppresses melatonin, the hormone responsible for sleep quality, immune function, and even cellular repair. When you turn that off too soon, you don't just feel groggy later in the day. You may also weaken the very biological systems that keep your body resilient as it ages. And it's not just your eyes or brain that suffer. Your heart, digestion, blood pressure, they all respond to your body's clock. When you interrupt that rhythm with blue light before your body's ready, you throw the entire system out of sync. You may not feel the effects right away, but over the years, it adds up: disrupted cortisol patterns, higher inflammation, and more fatigue during the day. And as you get older, that internal imbalance makes recovery harder and puts more strain on your system than it did when you were younger. Some folks say, but I just check the weather, or I read the Bible on my phone, or I only turn on a small light. But remember, your brain isn't just reacting to what you see. It's reacting to when you see it. Even small exposures to bright light during the wrong window can trigger stress hormones that were never meant to be active at that hour. What's the better alternative? Instead of flipping on a device or flooding your eyes with bright screens, take a few quiet moments to sit in dim light. Let your body wake up gently, or look out the window and observe the early dark with no interruption. Let your nervous system come back online slowly. It's not just more peaceful, it's protective. You'd be surprised how much more energy you'll have later in the morning, simply by avoiding screen light in those first precious minutes. Your body's clock is still one of the most powerful tools you have for healing and longevity, but only if you learn to work with it, not against it. Number 2, skipping hydration first thing in the morning. Waking up before 4 a.m. puts you in a unique physiological state. Your body is still recovering from hours of repair, detoxification, and deep rest. And one of the most overlooked yet vital needs in this moment is hydration. After a full night without water, your body is naturally dehydrated. But many people wake up and go straight into action, skipping water entirely or sipping only coffee, without realizing how much stress that puts on an aging system. When you wake up and fail to replenish lost fluids, your blood becomes slightly thicker, your circulation slows, and your heart has to work harder to move nutrients through the body. This might not seem like a big deal in your 40s or 50s, but by the time you're in your 60s or 70s, the cumulative impact can raise your risk for blood pressure spikes, dizziness, fatigue, and even stroke-related conditions over time. Dehydration first thing in the morning also raises cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. That hormone isn't all bad. It helps you wake up and get moving. But if your levels are already high and you don't balance them with water, they can stay elevated for hours. And high cortisol is associated with belly fat, muscle loss, anxiety, and even memory problems as you age. And here's another thing. Most folks don't realize your kidneys rely on hydration to filter out waste from your bloodstream. If you skip water and jump straight into the day, your kidneys are essentially being asked to do their job with no fuel. Over time, this habit can wear them down, especially for older adults with any level of kidney sensitivity or high blood pressure. Even a small glass of room temperature water before coffee, breakfast, or any activity can make a huge difference. Some people add a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon to help absorption and give the body a natural mineral boost. But at its core, what matters is consistency. That first glass of water acts like a gentle reset for your body's systems. It tells your brain, I'm safe, I'm awake, and I'm ready to start the day on the right foot. So the next time you wake up early, make hydration your very first habit. You'll feel steadier, clearer, and more alert, without needing an extra cup of caffeine. And most importantly, you'll be giving your body one of the simplest, most powerful tools to support long life. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, doing exercise before your body is ready. There's a lot of talk these days about the benefits of morning workouts. And it's true, movement is essential for healthy aging. But here's something fewer people are saying. If you're getting up before 4 a.m. and jumping straight into intense physical activity, you might be doing more harm than good. Especially as you get older, the timing and intensity of your movements matter, just as much as the exercise itself. When you rise that early, your body hasn't yet completed its natural transition from rest to alertness. Your joints are stiffer, your muscles colder, and your cardiovascular system is still warming up. Starting a high-intensity workout, like heavy weightlifting, fast running, or aggressive cardio before giving your body time to adapt can shock your system. For someone in their 20s or 30s, this might only cause short-term fatigue, but for someone in their 60s, 70s, or beyond, it can trigger blood pressure spikes, joint inflammation, and even heart strain. Think of your body like an engine that's been off all night. You wouldn't jump into a car in the dead of winter, slam the gas, and expect it to run smoothly. Your body works the same way. Older adults often experience a higher risk of injury or delayed recovery when they overexert themselves during those fragile early hours. And the frustrating part? Many people think they're doing the right thing, trying to be productive, disciplined, or strong, when in fact they're pushing their bodies out of alignment. That doesn't mean movement is bad. In fact, light movement can be incredibly beneficial in the early hours, if it's done gently. Stretching, walking slowly, deep breathing, or a short mobility routine can help your body awaken naturally. These activities increase circulation without flooding your system with stress hormones. They give your joints time to lubricate, your heart rate time to rise gradually, and your nervous system time to adjust. But jumping rope, sprinting, or lifting heavy weights before your body's ready, that sends the opposite message. It tells your nervous system that it's under threat. And as we age, the consequences of that message become more severe, especially when compounded over time. One man I spoke to recently, Harold, a 72-year-old former contractor, told me he used to do early morning HIIT workouts right after waking at 3:45 a.m. He thought it was helping his heart. But after a few months, he started noticing chest tightness, frequent soreness, and a nagging fatigue that wouldn't go away. Once he switched to slower movement, gentle yoga, floor exercises, and walking first thing, his energy came back and his sleep improved too. Your body is not something to push through. It's something to listen to, especially in the early morning hours. The signs it gives you, tension, stiffness, fatigue, aren't weaknesses. They're signals. And if you learn to respect them, your body will reward you with more resilience and longevity in the years to come. So remember, before you commit to any early morning workout, ask yourself, am I doing this to energize my body or to stress it out? If it's the latter, give yourself permission to ease in slowly. There is power in gentleness, especially when it comes to living long and living well. Number 4, flooding your mind with stressful thoughts or heavy planning. Waking up before 4 a.m. can feel like a sacred window, quiet, still, untouched by the noise of the day. But if you're like many people, especially those who pride themselves on being responsible or productive, you might fall into a hidden trap during this time, diving headfirst into planning, worry, or even doom scrolling through the news. It may seem helpful at first, organizing your thoughts, checking your schedule, tackling your to-do list. But this habit can quietly flood your mind with stress before your nervous system is ready to handle it. Here's the thing. In the earliest part of the morning, your brain is in what's called an alpha state. This is a deeply sensitive, almost meditative condition. It's where creativity, calm, and healing begin. But it's also where you're more susceptible to emotional influence. When you feed your mind negativity, pressure, or anxiety during this window, whether it's worrying about bills, checking emails, or thinking through old arguments, you're programming your whole day with tension before it even starts. For older adults, this early mental stress carries a heavier cost. Studies have shown that mental overload upon waking can disrupt cortisol rhythms, weaken immune response, and even raise blood sugar levels in older populations. And when you compound this day after day, year after year, the effects aren't just emotional. They become physical, impacting memory, energy, and resilience in ways that are often invisible until something breaks. It's not about being lazy or avoiding responsibility. It's about timing. There's a reason why monks, long-lived cultures, and even ancient healing traditions regard the hours before sunrise as a time for stillness, reflection, or prayer, not productivity. They understood that the early morning is when the soul is most open and the body most impressionable. One woman I met, her name was Ruth, she's 78 now, told me how she used to wake up at 3:30 a.m. every day and immediately begin thinking about her family's problems, her medical bills, and all the things she needed to fix. By 7 a.m., she'd be exhausted, emotionally depleted, and her blood pressure would spike. Then she began shifting her mornings. Instead of grabbing her planner, she started with slow breathing, reading something uplifting, and writing down just one thing she was grateful for. It changed her entire relationship with mornings. And more than that, it changed how she felt about her life. If you find yourself overwhelmed with thoughts before dawn, it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It means your mind is reaching for control. But there's another way. Instead of planning, start with presence. Instead of fixing, start with feeling. Even 5 minutes of calm breathing, gentle reflection, or sitting with a warm cup of tea can give your brain the grounding it needs to function well through the day. Your thoughts shape your hormones, your immunity, and even your aging process, especially in those early hours. So guard that space like it's sacred, because it is. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, neglecting gentle alignment of body and breath. One of the most powerful yet underappreciated things you can do after waking before 4 a.m. is to align your body and breath before you begin the day. And one of the biggest mistakes, skipping this entirely. Many older adults wake up early, shuffle straight to the kitchen, turn on the lights, and dive into the day without ever giving their body a chance to ease into motion. What gets overlooked is that this gentle transition, this moment of connection between your breath, your muscles, and your awareness, isn't just pleasant. It's deeply healing. During the night, your muscles stiffen, your blood flow slows, and your breath becomes shallow. Especially as you age, this natural slowing down can leave you feeling tight, foggy, or even anxious upon waking. If you move too quickly from stillness to action, you skip over the body's most important reset, the opportunity to reestablish flow, alignment, and calm. Without it, your nervous system stays clenched. Your posture tightens, and your body begins the day already holding stress it hasn't had a chance to release. This might not sound serious, but the science behind it is clear. Gentle movement and breathing in the early morning activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for rest, digestion, immune response, and healing. When you stimulate the system through slow stretches or steady breathing, you lower blood pressure, stabilize your heartbeat, and prepare your digestive and hormonal systems for balance. It's like tuning a guitar before a song. You can still play without doing it, but nothing will sound right. When older adults skip this transition, the results show up subtly: mid-morning fatigue, poor circulation in the legs, digestive discomfort, and mood imbalances. These aren't random signs of aging. They're often the consequences of never letting the body properly arrive into the day. Without that anchoring process, your energy drifts. You may feel off, distracted, or strangely tense, even if nothing dramatic has happened. The good news? The remedy is simple, and it doesn't take more than a few minutes. Sit at the edge of your bed, place one hand on your chest and the other on your stomach. Breathe slowly. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Do it 3 times. Then gently stretch your arms overhead, roll your shoulders, tilt your head side to side, and twist your spine softly from left to right. If your knees allow, touch your toes. If not, just move with awareness. That's all. Just you and your breath, making peace with the new day. One man I knew, his name was Walter, 81 years old, used to complain that mornings always made him feel tense and irritable. He'd wake before 4 a.m., go straight to the kitchen, eat something quickly, and sit down in front of the TV. No wonder, he said, that his neck ached. His thoughts were cloudy and he felt 10 years older than he was. Then his doctor recommended a 5-minute breath and move routine. It sounded silly to him at first. But after a week, his wife noticed he seemed calmer. After 2 weeks, his posture improved. And after a month, he said he felt like himself again, for the first time in years. Neglecting this kind of gentle, deliberate movement isn't just a missed opportunity. It's a subtle form of self-neglect. And you deserve better than that. You deserve mornings that nourish, not deplete. Movements that energize, not exhaust. Breathing that reminds you you are alive, present, and worthy of care. So tomorrow morning, when you wake before the sun, don't rush. Don't jump. Don't force. Begin with your breath. Let your body unfold like a flower, slowly, patiently, and with kindness. You'll be amazed how much it changes the rest of your day, and over time, how it protects the length and quality of your life. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on these 5 morning habits we've talked about. Which one surprised you the most? Which one made you pause and think, I've been doing that, and I had no idea it could be affecting me this way? That's the beauty of awareness. It doesn't judge. It just opens a door. And once that door is open, change becomes not only possible, but natural. This isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's not about following a strict routine or feeling guilty for the mornings you stumble. It's about giving yourself permission to slow down, listen to your body, and build habits that actually work for the stage of life you're in, especially in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, when your energy, recovery, and clarity matter more than ever. If you've been waking up before 4 a.m. and pushing through the day without thinking twice, I hope today's video reminded you your body isn't the problem. Your body's always trying to help you. It's just asking for better timing, a gentler rhythm, and more intentional care. And the truth is, when you give yourself that level of care, your health doesn't just stabilize, it transforms. So what can you do moving forward? Pick one of these 5 habits and try shifting it tomorrow. Maybe it's skipping the phone for a while. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water before you talk to anyone. Maybe it's stretching your spine before you even leave the bedroom. Start small. Let that one choice build confidence. And from there, let it become your new standard. You've made it this far in life for a reason. You've endured, adapted, and kept going when others gave up. Now the question is, how can you protect that strength? How can you give your body, mind, and spirit the morning they deserve? The answers aren't complicated. They're already within you. They just need a little attention, a little structure, and a whole lot of kindness. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.